Meet Daniel, a man of incredible faith and courage. Daniel's story is one of loyalty, bravery, and trust in God. Through every challenge he faced, even when it seemed impossible, Daniel remained faithful. He was a man who held tightly to his beliefs, even when it meant facing the impossible, like a den of lions. Daniel was taken from his home in Israel when he was very young and brought to Babylon, a mighty empire far from everything he'd known. Yet he remained true to his God even in a strange and foreign land. From the beginning, Daniel made a choice. Even though he was in Babylon, he wouldn't adopt their ways. He chose to follow the dietary laws of his faith, a small but powerful way of honoring God. God blessed Daniel with wisdom and understanding. When King Nebuchadnezzar had troubling dreams that no one could explain, God gave Daniel the ability to interpret them, earning him favor in the royal court. Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, faced their own trial when they refused to worship an idol. They were thrown into a fiery furnace, but God protected them, and they emerged unharmed. Because of his loyalty, Daniel rose to a high position in the Babylonian Empire, trusted by kings and advisors alike. But some people became jealous and began to plot against him. The jealous officials knew Daniel prayed to God daily, so they convinced the king to make a law forbidding prayer to anyone except the king himself. Their plan was to trap Daniel. When Daniel heard about the new law, he didn't change a thing. He continued to pray to God as he always had, even though he knew it could cost him his life. The officials caught Daniel praying and wasted no time reporting him to the king. Despite the king's respect for Daniel, the law could not be changed. Daniel was sentenced to the lion's den. King Darius was deeply troubled. He realized he had been tricked, and he cared for Daniel. But by Babylonian law, he couldn't reverse his order. Daniel was lowered into a den filled with hungry lions. But even in the face of danger, he trusted God completely. As the stone was rolled over the den, Daniel prayed for protection. The lions prowled around Daniel, but they didn't touch him. God sent an angel to close the mouths of the lions, protecting him through the night. King Darius couldn't sleep that night. He was so worried about Daniel that he rose at dawn and hurried to the lion's den, hoping for a miracle. As soon as it was light, Darius rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God saved you?" To the king's relief, Daniel replied, "My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths." Daniel's faith had kept him safe, and the king was overjoyed. The king ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the den immediately. Daniel emerged without a scratch, a testament to his unshakable faith in God. Furious at the deception, King Darius ordered the men who plotted against Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den themselves. They faced the fate they had planned for him. King Darius issued a new decree, declaring that everyone in the kingdom should honor the God of Daniel, recognizing his power and faithfulness. Daniel continued to serve faithfully, trusting in God and leading with wisdom. His life became an example of unwavering faith and courage for all to see. Daniel's story reminds us that even in the most challenging moments, faith and courage can carry us through. God is with us, no matter the trials we face. Daniel's story is one of incredible courage and faithfulness. Living in a world that often went against his beliefs, he stood firm, trusting in God completely, even when he was faced with a den of lions. Daniel didn't rely on his strength or give in to fear. He relied on God even when it seemed impossible. His unwavering faith reminds us that true strength comes from surrendering to God, placing our trust in Him, and standing firm in our faith. How often do we face trials, big or small, and think we can handle them on our own? Perhaps we drift from God's path, feeling overwhelmed or afraid, or even pulled away by a world that doesn't value faith. But Daniel's story reminds us that no matter the situation, God is waiting for us to turn back to Him. Today, God is calling you to renew your faith, to come back to Him with a heart of repentance. No matter how far you feel you've gone, no matter how much you've struggled, His grace is always there for you. Just like Daniel, we can find the courage to trust in God, surrendering our worries, fears, and doubts. God is here, ready to strengthen you and guide you. Come back to Him today, just as Daniel trusted Him completely. Produced by Anita Ayezi. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.